Hey everyone, Nigel and Luke here, and welcome to another edition of Crimes of the Week.
A car chase in Texas this weekend turned into a homicide investigation after police discovered a woman's body in the trunk of the suspect's car. Police received a call about an erratic driver in Beaumont on Saturday morning who was later identified as 35-year-old Victor Campbell. When he refused to pull over, he was pursued by state troopers until he eventually lost control of the vehicle and crashed into a concrete barrier. When police conducted a search of Campbell's vehicle, they quickly realized why he had tried to escape when they discovered the body of 28-year-old Brianna Johnson in the trunk. Campbell has been charged with felony evading arrest, driving while intoxicated, tampering with evidence, and abuse of a corpse. Johnson's death is being treated as a homicide, though no additional charges will likely be laid until an autopsy can be conducted on her body.
Police are currently looking for the gunman who shot and killed two teenagers at the Arden Fair Mall in Sacramento on Black Friday. Officers were called to the scene shortly after 6 p.m., after receiving reports of shots being fired near one of the mall's entrances. The victims were 19 and 17 years old, with the first being pronounced dead at the scene and the second succumbing to his injuries a few hours after being taken to hospital. Though the crowds at the mall were not as big as usual this Black Friday, according to witnesses, the incident could have been much worse, as at least 12 shots were fired by the gunman before he fled the scene. Police say they plan to make use of the mall's extensive surveillance footage to identify a suspect. As of now, no motive has been established for the attack.
In what investigators have described as something out of the 1930s, it was announced this week that three men stole more than $1.7 million from an armored car parked outside Bally's Casino in Atlantic City earlier this month. Police say that the men were caught on surveillance footage entering the armored car in broad daylight and walking out with bags of cash before escaping in their getaway vehicle. So far, authorities have only identified one of the thieves, a man named Dante McClooney. McClooney was a former guard for the Rapid Armored Corporation, whose vehicle was targeted in the heist. He reportedly worked the route that serviced Bally's and was familiar with the timing and procedures for exchanging the cash. McClooney has been charged with burglary, theft, and conspiracy.
The story of a Florida fire captain who was fatally shot by a friend earlier this month got even stranger this week when it was announced that the two were involved in an ongoing conspiracy to buy and sell prescription drugs. 48-year-old James Gilliard was killed on November 2nd when his friend Jay Rind was reportedly showing him a gun he planned to give him. Rind claimed the gun went off accidentally. However, texts and instant messages exchanged between the men revealed that the pair were meeting up that day for a drug transaction, and that the gun was supposed to be part of the deal. When investigators looked through more of the messages, they suggested that the man had been involved in buying, selling, and trading drugs for almost a year. Gilliard's autopsy revealed levels of amphetamines and oxycodone in his system that were, quote, outside of therapeutic levels, as well as Xanax and morphine. Paramedics also found a substantial amount of cash on Gilliard's couch when they responded to the shooting. In addition to his third-degree felony murder and improper exhibition of a firearm charges, Rind now faces trafficking charges, as well as several conspiracy charges to sell prescription drugs.
Authorities in Texas say that 46-year-old Pascal Alenia and 55-year-old Ariel Doolittle are in police custody after they attempted to pull off a major scam involving N95 masks. The pair were reportedly working out a deal to sell 50 million of the face masks to the Australian state of New South Wales for $317 million, 5 times the list price of their manufacturer, 3M. It turns out that not only were the men trying to engage in price gouging, the masks never existed in the first place. The two men now face up to 5 years in jail on conspiracy charges and up to 20 years on each of their 2 wire fraud charges. They could also face fines of up to $250,000.
Florida police announced this week that a 29-year-old woman from the Keys had been arrested in a wild cyberstalking revenge crime targeting a woman who was dating her ex-boyfriend. Vanessa Hakeba allegedly created a fake profile on the dating site Seeking Arrangement, using personal details of the victim, including her photo, name, cell phone number, and address. In the profile, she advertised, quote, free meth tonight at the woman's residence. After that, strangers began harassing the victim and showing up to her residence. According to reports, this isn't the first time Hakeba has harassed her ex's new girlfriend. Over the past month, she had reportedly made a series of threatening phone calls and sent messages to the woman, which ended with her getting a restraining order. Hakeba has been charged with cyberstalking and harassing, both of which are misdemeanors. She was released on Saturday on $5,000 bond.
Police in Massachusetts say they're currently on the hunt for a man that they say is responsible for a string of random, unprovoked attacks that have left at least 10 people injured. The attacks began on November 10th and have happened mainly at a single apartment complex in Waltham. Most of the assaults have involved victims being caught by surprise, after which they are hit on the head with a blunt object like a baseball bat. The latest attack happened on Friday night when a man was walking alone down a residential street. He was approached from behind by the suspect and struck in the face, after which the unknown attacker ran off in the dark. Security footage of the suspect has been released by police, showing him dressed in a dark hoodie and jeans. Authorities say they believe he is a black male between 5'6" and 5'10" and weighs between 160 and 180 pounds.
Federal agents announced this week that they have charged 3 Mexican nationals in connection with a major drug bust that occurred on November 20th in San Diego. The bust happened at a truck yard in Ode Mesa, close to the Mexican border, a facility authorities believe to be operated by the Sinaloa cartel. In addition to the 3 arrests, police also recovered $3.5 million in U.S. currency, 685 kilos of cocaine, 24 kilos of fentanyl, and approximately 20,000 rounds of ammunition. According to reports, the bust is believed to be the largest single seizure of cash, narcotics, and ammunition in this district. The men have all been charged with drug trafficking conspiracy. That's it for this edition of Crimes of the Week. If you enjoyed our video, don't forget to like and subscribe to Crime Zone for more true crime content like this, making sure to hit the notification bell to stay up to date with our latest releases. Thank you for watching.